Is there a way we can get whatever we want every single time? Is there a system out there that can show us how we can have amazing, beautiful, magical relationships? Is there a way that we can take control of our health and other aspects of our life? Is it possible to operate at our personal best every single time and most of the time? Hey, my name is Dr. Maruti Sharma and I welcome you to the next episode of Radio I. I've spent 25 years of my life on my mission to help you feel more happy, feel more freedom, feel more freshness and excitement, and feel true love in this lifetime. I hope you're doing great, feeling happy, feeling amazing. This audio or video is a part of my training that I'm doing with a small group. And so if you're not interested in neurolinguistics programming, I recommend you might end up wasting your time listening to it. And if you're a student of NLP, this might give you some insights into what it is and how it can help you. So this warning, so that you don't end up wasting 7-8 minutes of your life listening to this audio. Welcome to a brief introduction to what neurolinguistic programming is, in my opinion, and what are its limitations. And if you are planning to start studying it, a couple of things I would want you to consider, right? So first, what is NLP, neuro-linguistic programming? Let's look into the first term, neuro. It stands for neurological processes. It is an idea that all our behavior stems from our neurological processes of sight, hearing, smell, taste, touch, and feeling. We experience the world through our 5 senses, and we make sense of information and then act upon it. Now, here is what I think about this classical definition of neuro in the NLP circles. I feel NLP's view is extremely reductive. And it appears to me that an individual's behavior also stems from what pre-exists the individual. And this may mean that all that has taken place prior to you waking up in human body matters a lot. And second, the cosmos, to me, is an extension of our nervous system. In that sense, all that happens in the cosmos is a part of the neurological process that is responsible for keeping us alive and functional. And then we have more than 5 senses. The human energetic field, the electromagnetic field that our body generates, I feel it's another sense and a very important one. And then the flora of a gut, it appears to be another sense that we have that exchanges information with our environment. And then there is another model that says that you may have more than a physical body, and all these bodies that you have, they interact with each other to create this human experience. And I think when you're studying NLP, limiting yourself to the physical neurological processes would be a mistake. So you should keep your mind open and look into these other models of life. NLP says that we use language to order our thoughts and behavior and to communicate with others, which is pretty much right. And I think also language is like a software that we have created to operate our neurological hardware. This may mean richer our language is, more control we shall have over our neurology. So anyone with a smarter and more coherent language system would have a natural advantage. This could also mean that being multilingual may mean more choices to structure thoughts and behavior, more options to behave and communicate, and could be a great power. Another thing is that we use language not just to communicate to others, but to ourselves as well. And to me, this is an extremely important aspect of self-control and personal transformation. And one more thing, the fundamental building blocks that form our reality, like name, form, time, space, meaning, identity, they're all made up of language and made in language. Even the way we organize time in past, present, and future is purely linguistic in nature. So when you think about the linguistic component of NLP, I want you to really have some consideration of these ideas. And then comes programming. It refers to the ways we can choose to organize our ideas and actions to produce results, which is the NLP definition of programming, and which is perfect. And I think it may also mean the way a language is installed in our system. For example, a language that may be called superior over another language is in the way it is installed. The order in which the small chunks of language, the micro elements of a language, are initially installed in a human baby, that may later help the individual to control micro aspects of one's personality. And human conditioning can be another term for programming. The basic idea of name that you have is an example of programming. The religion, nationality, beliefs, culture, preferences, these are all small programs that are installed in you as a baby. And any day, a more logical, coherent program beats an inferior program in experiencing the richness of life. So, getting rid of the pre existing programs is critical to living life firsthand. And unless you break out of the pre existing programs, you are living a second hand life that will never appear fresh and fulfilling. And finally, once you get rid of the previous programming, then you have the choice to create your own program and run your human experience through it. So, what NLP deals with? Classical NLP appears to deal with the structure of human experience. And my opinion is that the idea of human in NLP is extremely reductive, and this is why even good NLP practitioners end up with bad programs and not so desirable experience of life. I'm not criticizing them, but this is just an observation I have. And my take is we must look into the content, structure, process, and presentation of human experience for a more comprehensive understanding and experience of life. We must, at the same time, look into the nature of cosmos or the life forces the same way. Their content, structure, process, and presentation. And I say so because the content that makes structure and gives the structure fidelity cannot be ignored. So it's very important that you should know what your objectives are. What are the objectives you want to achieve by learning NLP? Because NLP is a toolbox that is pretty much useless if we do not know what we want for ourselves. And even in this sphere, NLP gives some basic general objectives. It talks about identifying and copying excellence through a process called modeling. So you find someone who's excellent at something and you talk to this person, observe this person, and try to copy it, which is great. And it also talks about creating results that we want in life. It's like whatever you want, you figure out a way to make it happen. And in this way, you can discover your personal genius. So sometimes you write something beautiful, or feel a deep experience, or do something with exquisite elegance. And NLP shows you how to copy your own success and maximize it. How you can have more of what you love about yourself. So as a writer, sometimes you end up writing something beautiful, and at other times, the writer's block. You're staring at the blank page. Now, NLP says if you have written anything beautifully once, you can actually look into your own self, find the process, and use this process to write great content every single time. Now, my take is that you cannot choose unless you find your true self beyond the programming you were subjected to by society you grew up in. It's hard, but because unless you do that, any objective you choose cannot be called your objective. So your first priority should be breaking out of the old programs. And after we have done that, we should create and install a new program of our choice, and we should be aware of its limitations and boundaries. And third, it's even better to have multiple programs handy, depending on the nature of challenge we choose to engage with. We may also need to define excellence for ourselves. We may or may not have social parameters of excellence. We must know what is it for us. For example, a lot of people who end up achieving excellence in sports, filmmaking, making money, engineering, actually have extremely turbulent personal lives. Could it be that their personal turbulent life is a side effect of the excellence they achieved in a trade? because these people end up struggling with depression, unhappiness, and many of them, and even end up in suicides. So you may want to ask yourself, what is my idea of excellence? What kind of excellence do I want? And what are the side effects I do not want at any cost? So my realization is that experience of happiness that is not modeled but natural, inner freedom, where you don't feel suffocated, you feel relaxed and open. A fresh outlook and true love is a must for human apparatus to function at optimal levels. And this should and could be considered as the first milestone. But at the end of the day, you have to define your own objectives. You have to find your own reasons for learning NLP or learning anything else. Thank you for listening. I wish you a beautiful, beautiful day. And remember, no matter what, take it easy and feel happy.